although originally the session was, we are going to do our timesheet so we don't get shouted at on Monday, the timesheet sort of doesn't become that important. It's a really good way of actually just socialising with your colleagues. Hi, I'm Nick. I work for Adaptavist based out of London, and I'm a consultant, so I do a lot of problem solving. Adaptavist is an Atlassian partner who does a little bit of everything, so we manage services, helping people with the Atlassian stack, and outside the stack now we do a lot of business consultancy as well. There's a lot of us. I won't bore you to death with the details of it, but we do a little bit of everything: products, plugins, fixing stuff for people, everything. Yeah, well, we've had Jira since day one because we're an Atlassian company, effectively an Atlassian company. So one of the first things was when we extended past 3 or 4 people, we started to need to do timesheets. So when I started about 5 years ago, the company's been there for 10, so they got tempo in straight away because we need to do timesheets. Best option. I think at the time it might have been the only one that was even vaguely useful. But yeah, so because we have a mix of people. Some people don't log time at all. Some people, like our product managers, they're always engaged doing products, so just to make the numbers up, they just put in 8 hours a day. But where we do have things fall over is when we have people like me. So I'm a consultant, which means that I could do 15, 16 different things a day. Now I tend to log things in quarter of an hour increments, but I don't go down less than quarter of an hour, because even if it only takes me 5 minutes, there's still all the interruption and then swapping into another task. So I do everything in blocks of 15 minutes. But we have to do them every week for the financial, to keep the management happy. I'm not particularly happy about it. I'd rather sit down and spend an hour a month doing the whole lot in one go, but we have to do it every week. So we're split into the UK and US. So obviously there's a time zone difference. And the rule is that we get shouted at if we haven't done our timesheets first thing on Monday. So the managers come in on Monday and they start yelling at people if they haven't got the numbers. So the Americans decided they were going to do a chill out zone, which is the end of the week. You've had enough, grab a beer, sit down, just chat to your colleagues about what you've done that week, talk about the cat, and do your timesheet. Because a lot of it, I try to log one as I'm going, but I will come in, I'll look at my timesheet on a Friday afternoon and say, I've got 6 hours and I need 40. And then I have to find all the notes I've made during the week and look at my calendar and try to work out where it all goes. But actually Tempo makes it really easy because I can just sit down and look at the week's timesheet. I very rarely use anything but the weekly view. But because a lot of the tasks are repetitive, you're on the left-hand side, I've got the list of tasks that might have been doing during the week, some stuff that I've already logged time against, and then I start filling that in. And then on the right-hand side, because I've already used it, and then I have to go and look up a few more to reference what else I've been working on. But basically, I sit there for an hour at 9. For me, it's 9 o'clock on a Friday night. If I'm not going out, I will sit there at 9 o'clock on a Zoom chat with 15, 16, 20 Americans. And as I say, we'll just talk about the cat or something while we're all going, getting bits of paper and saying, right, what did I do this week? Where are all the holes? What did I do yesterday? What did I do the day before? And quite often I will use my calendar first to map out what I think I've done, and then I'll swap into the other view because there's a timesheet view and then the card view. And the card view is fantastic because I can just move things around and actually say, I might have only logged quarter of an hour here, but I have actually spent another hour later on writing a report based on what the meeting was. So the card view is great because it only shows me what I've already logged time on and where it all is. So yeah, but the main thing there is that 9 o'clock on a Friday night, if I'm not going out and finding some beer, I will sit there with a beer and a cat and talk to my colleagues. And it's actually, although originally the session was, we are going to do our timesheet so we don't get shouted at on Monday, the timesheet sort of doesn't become that important. It's a really good way of actually just socialising with your colleagues. So I know it sounds boring, yeah, I've got to do a timesheet. Well, we all have to do it, but yeah, get together and actually do your timesheets with somebody, even though you haven't been working on the same things at all. It's really good social. Yeah, it's weird that getting timesheets done is something that makes you more sociable with your colleagues, but it does. So great.